Well, guys, it's Sunday about 3 p.m. Here it is, the finished product, the Ford GT. I did the Shelby racing stripes. I think I'll have to get a turntable. Anyways, it really did turn out fantastic, if I do say so myself. Again, I can't say enough about Tamiya. They even include rear view, side view mirrors that are actual vinyl appliques that are, if you look real close, it's a Brembo decal on the brakes. Oh yeah. She's a pretty sleek machine. I just wanted to read real quick what the background information on the Ford GT is. There are a few more legendary names in the history of the U.S. race cars than the Ford GT, whose glorious lineage goes back to the GT40 car, which the American motor giant developed for the 1960s motorsport scene, in particular the prestigious 24 Hours of Le Mans race. Named for the height of only 40 inches, the car made its Le Mans debut in 1964, and while that year and the next year ended in retirements, the foundation was set for a remarkable 1-2-3 podium sweep in 1966 as the GT40 conquered the Ferrari race car and ushered in its own era with an impressive stake for 4 back-to-back victory years until 1969. A new millennium saw the new chapter of the 2005 release of the GT40, a production car which not only carried on the GT name, but also had a body derived inspired from the illustrious predecessor. 4,000 were produced and to mark the 100th anniversary of Ford's founding, and these were quickly snapped up by eager fans. A decade on, and then 2015 North American International Auto Show was the venue for the Ford unveiling of the second generation production GT. Although it inherits the sleek, low profile of its predecessor, the car is a revolutionary design, which Ford have unleashed. Ford have unleashed their passion for innovation upon and endowed with their considerable engineering expertise. Its frame consists of a carbon fiber monocoque with steel roll cage and aluminum front and rear suspension frames, while the lightweight body is also carbon fiber, an aerodynamic form that is a result of an extensive work in wind tunnel. The teardrop shape incorporates a near the teardrop shape incorporates near rear fenders and begins almost at the front edge of the doors and forms air channels along the side of the cabin. They are connected to the root of the buttresses, which add strength to the chassis and guide airflow over the car, in addition to housing air ducts which lead compressed air from the intercoolers in the rear fenders to air intake manifolds at the front, and the low profile hood sports dual air ducts and LED headlights. Back in the rear, the twin exhaust is incorporated into the mid section of the bodywork to provide a massive diffuser performance at the bottom. The circular taillights provide a stylish accent. The exhaust actually comes out through the center of the taillights. exhaust from the turbochargers. The turbochargers are actually in the rear fender module here, above the wheel. A mid-engine rear-wheel drive layout employs a 647 horsepower 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 engine for awesome power and exemplary response, plus 7-speed gut-wrenching power shift dual clutch transmission. The push rod actuated suspension system uses coil springs and torsion bars. There are 5 modes that are available to the driver: wet, normal, sport, track, and VMAX. In the latter two, the ride height is dropped 50 millimeters and the suspension spring rates rises accordingly, and in the cockpit the driver can get down to business with minimal distractions, as the Ford GT employs a relatively sparse interior fitted with fixed bucket seats. The driving position adjusts via movable pedals and a movable steering column. Manufacture of the Ford GT began in 2016, fittingly 50 years since the GT40 first triumphed at Le Mans, and the production run of only 1,000 have been made up to this year, 2020. The competition to become an owner was predictably fierce, with a reported 6,000 applicants. The competition model, which took part in the 2016 running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, also was taking glorious class victory to cement the GT as a premier name in racing.